Good morning, everyone. So, today I'll be trading, hopefully get my trade going, just see if it appears. But we had news this morning, inflation rate. Oh, actually, it's interesting. Inflation went down, so I wonder how. Thing is, people have higher inflation expectations, but inflation is actually going down. So that might cause a little bit of concern. For the Fed, at least. Like, obviously, they want inflation. Well, I'm not going to go into why, but I don't know, could cause some movement this morning. And that's what I'm looking for, volatility. But basically, I marked the midnight open. I have the high and low of the day marked. So I have my equilibrium. Price is beneath the 50% of the current day's range. That 1800, that's the new day. So when the new day starts, when that barred line, that's basically a new day. The gap between 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. That kind of starts a new day. So anyways, that's what I'm measuring as my discount or premium. So what's cheap and what's expensive. And right now, price is in a cheap area, and so I'm only looking to be a buyer. But what I need is a 5-minute short-term low, some sort of manipulation, some draw on liquidity. So we have the previous afternoon low right here. This is not the previous afternoon low, but this is one of them. So we came down at early in AM and kind of ran out this low a little bit. I wouldn't be looking for the afternoon low all the way down here, so I don't think we're going to come back into this range too much. But I'd also be interested in the premium and discount of yesterday. So I don't think we're going to get all the way down here. If we don't get down here, then I would be very bullish. I'd expect this to continue pushing higher. Otherwise, I would just be buying down here, but I wouldn't expect it to be too fast. So I'd rather not see it really go down too far. I think we have sufficient liquidity being taken out with the low here. But right now, I'm just kind of looking for, on the 5-minute chart, a short-term low like this one to get ran out. And then the first thing I'm doing is I'm just waiting for displacement. So I drop down to the 1-minute chart. And once I start to see, like a market shift, a clear displacement higher, movement higher that really shows that we're ready to go higher, then I can look to buy. But right now, it's just kind of like a waiting game. And yeah. I'm going to quickly take a look at gold, where it's at this morning. And it's already on its way to make new high. That's impressive. I'm starting to think that we're getting, oh my god, I have old plays marked. I don't know why. I hate it when this happens. But I think we're looking at a reversal here in the market. And it's because of the Fed's meeting yesterday. So also what Trump announced, I heard something that Trump announced, but I don't think that has much to do with it. I think mainly investors are seeing that the Federal Reserve has things under control. They're not looking to cut their rates next meeting. It's what they said in the news release. I mean, because the economy is slowing and people have high inflation expectations, it puts them in a position where they can tolerate the fact that everyone has high inflation expectations. Basically, everyone is worried. There's uncertainty. They always say the long-term, the economic outlook is uncertain. Because of that, it puts them in a position where they don't mind tolerating high inflation expectations in a slowing economy. Let me access the chat. I did not open up the chat yet. I'm here now. So, yeah, that's something to keep in mind. And now that they've come out and said that no, they're not really looking to cut rates, it's like investors see it as, oh, well, the Federal Reserve, whatever they're trying to do, it's working. And something I do want to keep in mind that might be frustrating for me is the range. See, because I have a rule where I trade the average range, right? Like I try and place a trade before the average range in the past 3 months is put in. But the thing is, recently we've had a daily range of 1,700 points on Monday. Like we have a 600 point 10 o'clock hour. That's not normal. It's because of the volatility. So now my data, like obviously there's more volatility. So I think it's not fair for me to use a 160 point range for, what I determine is like my limit and when I stop. But let me actually see. I thought I had collected the data for Monday. Yeah, I did. Okay. Let me actually see what the range is now. See, it's 176 now. This week, it's the average range is 460 point for the 9 o'clock hour and 720 points for the 10 o'clock hour. So like that's not normal. And I don't know if like even though it might make a 200 point range in the morning might actually move 600 points, and it's completely fine to take a trade. You just need to have obviously like a bigger stop loss. Okay, and then in the past 1 month, 30 days, the average range 215 points. So that makes more sense actually. That's something more I can work with. I feel comfortable with letting this move 215 points. We'll do 200 points. We'll say, because I know Monday is 600 points or whatever, so we're going to do a little less. We're not going to do 214. We're going to do just 200 points. Or honestly, we can also just look at how it looks. Like, I'm not really looking for it to dig any much deeper. It can keep going lower, but yeah, I got it. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So I do see something I'm interested in taking. This gap right here. But here's the thing is, to be comfortable taking this, I would demand 40 point stop loss, which means I'd go with half my position size. Oh, sorry. 226 point range. I don't know. I'll do it if it gives me that opportunity. Like, I'll take the trade. I don't know why it's not showing up on my layout here. Why this isn't though. Let me refresh that. There you go. I can see it now. Alright, I've entered the position. Alright, here. God damn it. There you go. Let me set my stop loss and take profit. I'm risking 40 points. Make 150. Quite impressive, the movement. I almost wanted to take a consequent encroachment entry too, but I'm just like, honestly, this is a wide enough stop loss, and it's coming back down now, so we'll see if it will, though I don't want to get carried away and automatically think it's going to be a win just because it made such a big movement so quickly. You can always revisit. I have to be okay with that. We're back at break even. I'm recording now to, post this trade, like my thoughts later. But I'm in a trade right now, and the first thing that happened is I got in right here at 950, came market ordered me in, and then I was quick enough to get a fill down here, and it went all the way up here very quickly. So I got carried away a bit, and I started saying how, I started thinking, oh, it's just gonna go straight to TP, and it came back down, and it almost worried me, but see, I'm okay now. It's just hovering above break even, and I need to remember not to get carried away, because this is obviously a little scary now. You can't see the position because it's not on this device that I'm taking it. Obviously, I can't do it on stream, or I can get in trouble if I show my trades live. But this is like the representation of it, the trade. If I show my executions live, like where I entered and everything. But this is the representation of the trade. And I'm going to post a sped up version of the trade later on my YouTube with music. If obviously it works. If it doesn't work, then I'll just log it and ignore it and move on. I'm spending a little bit of time in drawdown. So hopefully now we can start to push up and leave this gap. I like how the bodies aren't really closing inside of it, and we're not spending much time down here. I want that to continue to happen, and now the up close candles to be traded through. See, we're not really doing that. We're not really doing that at all. Looks like we might get stopped out. Just maybe, Lately, my trades have always been coming near a stop. Like, it's crazy. If this works. Yeah, no, it doesn't work. Alright. We got stopped. That's okay. I want to see if it's still going to work, though. I'm not gonna like continue trading unless, if this doesn't work and it goes back down beneath that low, I'm gonna consider this range too large and I'm done trading for the day. But I want to see if this trade is still gonna work out, and my stop was too tight. It's possible. I want to see it not work though, for obvious reasons, because if it does work, it kind of sucks. That was a takeaway from making that money, and but no, I like how this is looking so far. I mean, doesn't really look like it's gonna win. We've inversed this gap, so now honestly could be going short. This doesn't look like it's gonna work at all, so All right. Yeah, this could have been a good short, but it's not my model, so it is what it is. I might stay on a little bit more to see if it's even, despite the large range is kind of left already. If now it's gonna start moving higher. But if this move down didn't, I don't know. I'd be scared for this one to work, because you could get stuck in a cycle where you just kind of just continuing waiting every time it makes a new low. You think, oh, this is the time where it's gonna start to go higher, until eventually it just doesn't at all go higher, and it just continues going lower. Let me just journal. Oh, I delete it. Yeah, and just journal this loss. Anyways, sorry, I was just logging some. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Prices, I'll let it do its thing. It might be reversing right now. See, because we've, like I said, I don't really want to dig back into this. So it's possible that it's about to reverse anytime. I just don't like the way the morning sort of moved, and like obviously we're trending today. We had a large range yesterday, so it does leave. Let me actually write that down. I forgot to note that it does leave possibility or increased chance of having a inefficient price action. No, god damn it. Okay. Also, tomorrow there is news, right? It's not NFP. PPI. Okay. Alright, then maybe tomorrow it'll be my trade, but today is just not looking like it. It's not looking like it's really giving. I'm not really gonna. I'm gonna take a look at all the asset classes real quick and just kind of like admire, I guess, where we are. But one thing I always look for is SMT on bigger time frame, and there isn't too much of that. I can see that the Nasdaq is a little higher, so definitely the tech are stronger. Gold at least. Hold on, this low was Monday the 7th. Yes, I mean, okay. Gold is really strong. This is crazy. Like what it's doing, it's just barely went down. It had a haircut compared to the Nasdaq. But I think the fact that gold is making a new all-time high is kind of like also telling me that we're probably done this whole sort of downtrend, because last time that this happened, back in there was a time recently where gold did go down around the 25th and went down for a couple of days. 24th of February, that's when this started. And then gold started going up, we started to retrace, we had one more move down. But the fact that gold stayed up, I don't know, it's just, obviously gold is super strong. And as things get worse with the dollar, I think only more people are going to go to gold. So it's going to continue to elevate the price. But I also think that the fact that we're now making new highs is going to really help the Nasdaq also make new highs. It didn't back here though. Like even though back here gold continued to go higher, the Nasdaq continued to go lower. So, I mean, I don't know. And this morning it's not showing me too much that, I mean, yet at least, it can still like really start to move higher soon, or maybe this afternoon. But I mean, again, as long as it doesn't really dig into the previous day's range, like if I don't really see it coming all the way down here to fill this gap and then going up, I wouldn't be as bullish, at least. So that's that. And then there is my MDA, which is yesterday performed very well. It's a Canadian space company. And all this stuff is cheap. Walmart's gonna do really good. And Walmart's incredible. Compare Walmart to like Nvidia. Yeah. Walmart's gonna really get up there. I was telling my girl to buy some Nvidia, and she was like debating between more Amazon purchases or Nvidia, because I was telling her Nvidia, and then she's like, Amazon is a big company. Well, like, so is Nvidia. Some people just buy what they see. And the bonds too are interesting. I think I'm bearish on the bond prices, because I think yields are rising, or with inflation expectations. So I don't think many people are trying to save right now. It discourages prices. I mean, I know Trump's always saying yields are going down, they're crashing, but they're not really crashing. I mean, he'll tweet on Twitter when they go down for a day, and then that's it, you know. Like, he probably tweeted the 28th and said some bullshit, but I mean, like, look at how bullish this is. Like, the yields, there's obvious pressure to go higher on the yields, and they've been higher for so long. If inflation expectations persist, or people expect more inflation because of tariffs, then I mean, I think it's just going to drive bond prices down and discourage saving. And then you might ask yourself, well, that's why the Fed is going to cut, because people are eventually going to run out of money. But I don't know. It's possible that they do cut, but it's because of where the neutral interest rate is. I just don't think that they need to cut. They can just wait it out a little bit, since the economy isn't really growing. I mean, we just saw inflation go down, and last week we had unemployment also go up, I think. So the economy isn't exactly booming on all cylinders. No, yeah, employment did go up, so we're in a slowing sort of economy. I don't think we're in a recession yet, though, right? Like, I wouldn't exactly say we're in a recession. Well, we are negative in a month over month, but maybe we're in a mini recession. Point is, it's nothing to worry about for the Fed until, well, because they have such high interest rates compared to neutral rate. And if the economy doesn't start booming, then they don't need to worry about inflation getting out of control. They just need people to have high inflation expectations that discourages spending. And if inflation never really actually comes, then it doesn't really matter to them. All that matters is that people expect inflation. But anyways, back to this, is like, I think if they're going to go that route and they're not going to cut rates, then people might see it as a good thing, and then it might, people might invest more into the stock market, foreign countries, and that could cause prices to go up. But anyways, I think I've looked at this enough. I'm going to get off now and get back to studying or go play basketball or something. And then I hope anyone watches this has a good day.